Tony has been diagnosed with Prader-Willi syndrome. When he was born, he was very floppy. He had low muscle tone. His metabolism is very, very slow. So as soon as they hit like childhood, it's like food is becoming an issue with them. Food is always on his mind. Food, constantly. They're actually never full. So Tony can actually eat himself to death. So we have to block off the kitchen. We have locks that we use on our refrigerators, on our cabinets. Then we live in an apartment building, 87 steps. Let me tell you, 87 steps to go down, 87 steps to come up in the afternoon. And if he has an appointment, you're going back down those 87 steps. It's a lot for him. Tony loves to play Uno. He's like a Uno champ. We also like to go over his menu. Like on Sunday, we'll do his menu and ask him, what kind of fruits would you like? He makes his Jell-O by himself. He'll go in here and make his sandwich. We just monitor everything he's doing. Never leave Tony in the kitchen by himself. My biggest fear is Tony not actually with me anymore, because he got into some food. Their stomach is just not that big to hold all of this. So if he like get into some food, his stomach can actually rupture and my son cannot be here anymore. My whole life is about my son. So if he's not here, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And no matter what, I'm gonna fight to make sure my son has the placement that he needs and all the services he needs.
Every day, I try to incorporate a creative activity. And the creative activity always begins with reading. It's usually a story related to the activity. Because a lot of my children have speech delays, I have an adaptive switch, which is called a Big Mac switch. And I usually record that repetitive line for those children that are unable to respond verbally to me. And they hit the switch and they light up because that's their voice. I love the fact that I am their constant, that no matter what happens, that next morning they will see me and I will keep them protected and warm and, fed and happy. I'm tearing up thinking about it because I know a lot of the children have difficult lives at home, and I really think that I'm an important constant in their life. And they're happy when they're here. They're happy.
Parents don't realize that the children are trapped, that they're very, very smart. They can make choices and decisions. It's just your body is not allowing you to express that. So when I meet a new student and I see a little sparkle in the eye and I ask them questions and they're looking at me like, you're not underestimating me, you know that I'm in here, you're trying to help me get out and express myself, then I feel like this is what I was meant to do and this is why I'm a therapist. When I was working with high schoolers, I realized they didn't have a lot of the fundamental skills they needed. So I came back to preschool. I wanted to make an impact for those students that I met and treated in high school, and to teach these students all the skills that they need, such as just focusing, visual attention, concentration, simple just handwriting skills, tying your shoelaces, fundamental skills that you need in order to be independent throughout the lifespan. Preschool is so important because this is where the brain is more plastic, the children are learning more, and if we're able to teach these students these fundamental skills now, they're going to be more successful in the future.
State and federal mandates say that a child is entitled to a free, appropriate public education. New York City has decided to rely on the 4410 sector. That's the private sector. That's who we are part of here. And unfortunately, over the past 6 years, they've gotten zero increase in funding. We're losing teachers, we're losing spaces. In the Bronx alone, we lost over 4 schools in the past 2 years. That's a lot of children that are 4-year-olds that have a right to a free public education. Teachers are taking a major sacrifice in order to keep their commitment to early childhood. In the city alone, it's probably over $20,000 of a salary differential. That's a lot of money. Every parent of a 4-year-old knows that there's a place out there that they can take their child. A parent of a special needs child doesn't have that. We're at a crossroads because it's a crisis. We have to know that children are children, and pre-K for all, it means all. And so we need the support of all of the legislators and everyone out there to realize that all. Buildings don't go up without foundations. Children don't grow up without foundations. So we need to pour those funds where the foundation is so that we can build strong and build right.
I remember my daughter, when she was young, she was in a walker, and she was walking by herself. She was holding herself up, and she was walking, which I just felt was so heartwarming for me. When she lost all that, not only did it hurt her, we could have had a normal life, but our lives have been changed because of that.
Danielle was born at 26 weeks and was born at 1.5 pounds. She was not supposed to survive. You knew she was bright. She was tracking the tags on the respirator and she was trying to get up. And from then on, it was all downhill.
I was born with cerebral palsy, spastic quadriplegia, and I was diagnosed at 1 year of age. I can't dress myself, I can't bathe myself, I can't toilet myself. Without early intervention, I don't know where I would be. I would be so much worse. Because of the CP, I require OT-PT, nutrition, and physiatry. If I don't do this, the pain level is excruciating to the point where I can't function. They are not covering basic equipment that we need that's known as durable equipment. On my wheelchairs, I need headrests, I need harnesses to hold my head up. Right now, both of them are broken. And as you could see right now, I'm having trouble holding my head up because the muscles in my neck are so tight that it's pulling my head down.
I'm hoping that our politicians will see the light and try and help these children before they become adults. With the politics the way it is today, they could be devastating to those peoples and their families.
When I look into my parents' eyes, I see love, I see protection, and I see hope.